Good evening and welcome everyone to your Tuesday night pub quizzle with me, Ali B. Happy to be back here live tonight. It's been a bit of a hectic day. Didn't finish work till 7:15, but I'm here, I'm live, and I've got a glass of fizz. Nothing much really to celebrate, but just a Tuesday night at the pub quizzle. So cheers to all of you. Okay, so what are we doing tonight? Well, as always, we will have 6 rounds of 15 questions. And you just have to answer all of those trivia questions to score as many points as possible. As always, you will be able to play a joker on one of your rounds tonight, which means you will double your points on that round. So think carefully and tactically as to where you want to play that. Well, on that note, let's have a look at what the rounds are tonight. Okay, so we have for round number 1, art and literature. Number 2, we have name the sport. So here you're going to have 15 clues. The first 8 are going to be sportsmen or women, and the remaining 7 are going to be sporting locations. And from those clues, you have to identify the sport in question. Round 3 is an audio round. So tonight it is going to be music, but they are going to be 1-second clips. Okay, so it is the first one, maybe slightly a little bit more, 1 to 1.5 seconds of a famous pop song, and you just have to identify the song name and the artist. Half a point for each. I'll remind you of that when we get there. Okay, then we'll have our break for 5 minutes. Round 4, as always, is going to be pot luck. Round 5 tonight is going to be a James Bond round. So any James Bond fans out there? Tonight could be your night. And finally, for our picture round this evening, you will see famous scenes from famous TV shows, both UK and US, and you just have to identify the name of the show. Okay, so they are your 6 rounds tonight. Have a think about where you might like to play your joker. As always, you can play as a team, you can play solo, you can take on friends and family at distance. However you like to play, just play along. Okay, so with all of that in mind, our first round tonight is going to be art and literature. So if you would like to play your joker here, please do declare it to those you are playing with. And we will get cracking with question number 1, which is, according to Aesop's fable, which animal did the tortoise beat in a race? According to Aesop's fable, which animal did the tortoise beat in a race? Number 2, who are Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy? Who are Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy? Number 3, what is the main substance used to make a crayon? What is the main substance used to make a crayon? Number 4, who wrote Sense and Sensibility? Who wrote Sense and Sensibility? Number 5, which artist is famed for painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling? Which artist is famed for painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling? Number 6, who was the American pop artist who lived from 1928 to 1987? Who was the American pop artist who lived from 1928 to 1987? Moving on to number 7, which Emily Bronte novel is the inspiration for a Kate Bush song? Which Emily Bronte novel is the inspiration for a Kate Bush song? Number 8. Who painted The Persistence of Memory? Who painted The Persistence of Memory? Number 9. Which character visits Lilliput and Brobdingnag? Which character visits Lilliput and Brobdingnag? And question number 10. Who wrote Carrie and the Shining? Who wrote Carrie and the Shining? Okay, so we'll move on now to question number 11. In which city would you find the Barber Institute of Fine Arts and the Icon Gallery? In which city would you find the Barber Institute of Fine Arts and the Icon Gallery? Number 12. Who is Matilda's head mistress? Who is Matilda's head mistress? So Matilda, heroine of the Roald Dahl children's story, but what is the name of her headmistress in that book? Number 13. Which character in David Copperfield by Charles Dickens always insisted that he was very humble? Which character in David Copperfield by Charles Dickens always insisted that he was very humble? Master Copperfield. Number 14. What is Pablo Picasso's daughter's name? Got some choices here. So is it A, Petunia, B, Petra, or C, Paloma? What is Pablo Picasso's daughter's name? Is it A, Petunia, B, Petra, or C, Paloma? All the alliteration there, whatever the right answer is. And finally, your 15th question in the art and literature round tonight is, who wrote The Picture of Dorian Gray? Who wrote The Picture of Dorian Gray? Okay, that brings us to the end of our first round tonight. How did you go? I always find the first round is our traditional pub quiz round, and then after that I go a little bit all over the place with my rounds. All right, so moving on now to round number 2, name the sport. As I say, you will have 15 clues. The first 8 will be names of sportsmen and women. The remaining 7 will be names of grounds or venues for sporting activities, and from the clue you have to name the sport in question. So if you are a sporting fan and would like to play your joker here, please do declare it now, and we will get cracking with our first clue. So our first sportsman tonight is Michael Phelps. Which sport is associated with Michael Phelps, please? Number 2, Ayrton Senna. Ayrton Senna, which sport, please? Number 3 is LeBron James. LeBron James. Just to say, as an additional mini clue, it is 15 different sports. Okay, so no sport is repeated across these 15. Number 4, Neymar. Neymar. Which sport is associated with him? Number 5, Phil Taylor. Phil Taylor. Number 6, Jackie Joyner-Kersee. Sportswoman Jackie Joyner-Kersee, which sport is she associated with? Number 7, David Gower. David Gower. And number 8, so this is your final sportsman or woman as your clue, Liz Ellis. Liz Ellis. With which sport is Liz Ellis associated, please, before we move on to our sporting venue clues? Okay, so number 9, our first venue now, Twickenham. With which sport is Twickenham associated? Number 10, Flushing Meadows. Flushing Meadows. Number 11, The Belfry. The Belfry. Or as someone I worked with once called it, the Belfry. I quite like that. Number 12, Aintree. With which sport is Aintree associated? Number 13, The Crucible. Which sport is associated with the Crucible? Number 14, Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field. What sport is played there? And finally, your 15th and final sporting clue tonight is Henley. With which sport is Henley associated? Okay, they are your 15 sporting questions tonight. So that brings us to the end of our sporting round number 2 this evening. Moving on to our third round, our audio round as always. So this is 1 second clips. It is the first 1 to 1.5 seconds of a number of famous pop songs. So what I would like you to identify is both the artist and the song name, please. Okay, so you will get half a point for each. If you are a music fan, please do so declare your joker to those with whom you are playing, and we will get cracking with our first clip tonight. So as you may imagine, they are rather speedy. I will just play it once and then give you time to mull it over and write down the answer, and then we will come back and hear them all one more time. All right, so volume's up, listen out. Who sings this and what is the name of the song? One moment. Number 1. Okay, so now you know how much of the song you're going to get. What was the title? And who was the artist there, please? Moving on now to question number 2. Who's this? And what's the name of the song? Not much to go on, but very famous songs, all very famous songs tonight. Okay. Number 3. What was that song and who sings it? Give you a little bit of time to mull it over and write down your answers, as there's not much time during the clip itself, that's for sure. Okay, moving on now to question number 4. Okay, can you name the song and the artist there, please? Okay, moving on now to question number 5. You still get quite a bit in 1 second, I think. Enough for it to be recognisable, that's for sure. All right, so that's question 5. Moving on now to question number 6. Who was that? And what was the name of the song? All right. We'll move on now to question number 7. All right, there was number 7. Can you identify our artist and song title from just 1 second of an intro? This is really testing the music maestros out there. Moving on now to question number 8. That was number 8. Any ideas as to the song and artist there, please? Moving on to number 9. I would like to move on to number 9, hopefully. There we go. All right, who is this? Okay, do you know who that was? What were they singing? Number 10. How about this? Okay. Speedy clips, getting through this audio round a bit quicker than usual. On we go to question number 11. Who and what is this? Okay. Who is that? And can you name the title of the song? Moving on now to number 12. How about this? Very speedy, that one. Did you get it? Number 13. How about this? Not much to go on in 1 second. How are you all doing? You'll hear them all again, of course, so don't worry. We'll come back to every single one. Number 14. Who's singing and what's the name of the song? Ooh, I reckon you got at least 2 seconds there. I was a bit generous. Do you know who is singing and the title of the song? And this brings us to question number 15. Your last 1 second clip tonight. Okay, so they are all 15 tonight. I'll just let you capture your answer for 15. And then as promised, we'll go through them all one more time. And you know what? Because I am a very generous quizmaster, I'll play them twice for you. Conscious these are very short clips. Okay, so back to number 1. We will hear all of our clips twice more through. Okay. Well, we would if technology was on my side. But as always with the audio clips, something seems to happen. Just gives you a little bit of time to talk amongst yourselves while I get these clips back for us. Alrighty, so clip number 1. And once more. All right, number 2. And again. Number 3. And once more. Number 4. And again. Moving on to number 5. And again. Number 6. And one more time. Number 7. And once more. Number 8. All right, and one more time. Number 9. Number 10. And again. Number 11. And once more. Number 12. And once again. Number 13. Number 14. And again. And your final 1 second clip tonight, number 15. Who sings this and what's the name of the song? All right, they are your 15 clips this evening, and that brings us not only to the end of the third round and your audio round tonight, but also to the end of the first half of the pub quizzle this evening. So, as always, I will give you a 5-minute break to argue over those 1 second intros with your team, top up your drinks, pop to the loo, replenish the nibbles, and we will come back in 5 minutes' time to go through all of the answers to the first half. So I will see you anon. Enjoy your break. Welcome back to the second half of the Quizzle. I have topped up my fizz for the quiz. All good. I think lots of lippy on my glass there, but anyway. Cheers, and here's to quizzing. Okie doke. So if we are ready, it's time to go through all of the answers for the first half. So pencils at the ready. Back to round number 1, which was art and literature tonight. So question number 1. According to Aesop's fable, which animal did the tortoise beat in a race? It was the hare and the tortoise. Number 2. Who are Meg, Jo, Beth and Amy? They are the Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Number 3. What is the main substance used to make a crayon? That is wax. Number 4, who wrote Sense and Sensibility? That was Jane Austen. Number 5, which artist is famed for painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling? Michelangelo, also a famous turtle. Number 6, who was the American pop artist who lived from 1928 to 1987? That was Andy Warhol. Number 7, which Emily Bronte novel is the inspiration for a Kate Bush song? That is Wuthering Heights, of course. Number 8, who painted The Persistence of Memory? Salvador Dali. Number 9, which character visits Lilliput and Brobdingnag? That is Gulliver of Gulliver's Travels. Number 10, who wrote Carrie and the Shining? Stephen King. Number 11, in which city would you find the Barber Institute of Fine Arts and the Icon Gallery? Ding, 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 a little early tonight. That is your Birmingham question. And to all of my Birmingham Quizlers, stay strong during our mini lockdown, whatever it is. If you understand the rules, let me know. Number 12, who is Matilda's headmistress? That is Miss Trunchbull. Miss Trunchbull herself. Number 13, which character in David Copperfield by Charles Dickens always insisted that he was very humble? That is Uriah Heep. Number 14, what is Pablo Picasso's daughter's name? You had some choices. Was it Petunia, Petra or Paloma? It is C. Paloma Picasso. And number 15, who wrote The Picture of Dorian Gray? That was Oscar Wilde. Okay, now moving on to round number 2. This was our Name the Sport round from the clues. So from our sportsmen and women, number 1, Michael Phelps. That was swimming. Number 2, Ayrton Senna. Formula 1, I'll give you a point for motor racing. Number 3, LeBron James is a basketballer. Basketball is your answer there. Number 4, Neymar is football or soccer, if I have any American or Aussie players. Number 5, Phil the Power Taylor, darts player there. Number 6, Jackie Joyner Kersey, athletics. Number 7, David Gower, cricket. And number 8, Liz Ellis, netball. She is an Aussie netball captain from the early 2000s. Number 9, now moving on to our sporting venues. Twickenham is rugby union. Number 10, Flushing Meadows is tennis, US Open. Number 11, the Belfry is golf. Number 12, Aintree is horse racing. Number 13, the Crucible is snooker, where the world champs are played. Number 14, Wrigley Field, that is a baseball venue. And finally, number 15, Henley, is rowing. Okay, moving on now to these 1-second clips. How did you go? I bet you knew them all, but did you hear enough to be able to get the answer? Okay, so half a point for the song, half a point for the artist. Alrighty, number 1 was Britney Spears, Baby One More Time. Number 2 was Elvis Presley, Jailhouse Rock. Number 3 was Tina Turner, Simply the Best. Number 4 was the Bee Gees or Steps with Tragedy. I'll give you both because it's pretty hard to tell from just 1 second which version it was. Number 5, the Beatles, Ticket to Ride. Number 6 was Simply Red Stars. Number 7 was Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. Number 8 was Hot Chocolate with You Sexy Thing. Number 9 was Katy Perry with Raw. Just to let you know, I once had a job interview where I had to give a reading of the Katy Perry Raw video. There we go. Number 10, I got the job, so I clearly did it all right. Number 10, The Police with Every Breath You Take. Number 11, Cliff Richard, Congratulations. Number 12, Wham with Last Christmas. Number 13, Irene Cara and Fame. Number 14, Rihanna featuring Jay-Z. No bonus points for that, but Rihanna with Umbrella. And number 15 was the B-52s and Love Shack. Tough with only 1 second, hey? Pretty tough, but there you go. Managed to hopefully sneak a music round in there. Okay, so on we go now to the second half of our quiz. As a reminder, if you haven't played your Joker yet, round 4 is potluck, as always, random trivia. Round 5 is going to be James Bond. And round 6, your picture round tonight, is going to be famous scenes from famous TV shows. And you just have to identify the name of the show. All right, so if you are keen for a Joker on potluck tonight, please declare it now and we will get cracking with question number 1, which is, what name is given to a newborn animal which is smaller or weaker than the others in the litter? What name is given to a newborn animal which is smaller or weaker than the others in the litter? Number 2, what is the chemical symbol for aluminium? What is the chemical symbol for aluminium? Number 3, what is the name of the snowman in Frozen? What is the name of the snowman in Disney's film Frozen? In my opinion, by far the best character in that film. I know I'm supposed to like the sisters and stuff, but I love the snowman. Number 4, Patron, Jose Cuervo and Don Julio are all types of which alcoholic spirit? Patron, Jose Cuervo, and Don Julio are all types of which alcoholic spirit? Number 5, in which film does Bill Murray's character live the same day over and over again? In which film does Bill Murray's character live the same day over and over again? Number 6, what was the first ever video played on MTV? Just the title of the track, please. What was the first video ever played on MTV? Whole point for the title. If you know who the artist was, you can just be smug. No points for the artist. Number 7, which dance is F in the NATO phonetic alphabet? Which dance is F in the NATO phonetic alphabet? Number 8, if an Italian wished you buon compleanno, what would you be celebrating? If an Italian wished you buon compleanno, what would you be celebrating? Number 9, if your hair was described as Titian, what colour would it be? If your hair was described as Titian, what colour would it be? And finally, not finally, but finally on this slide here, number 10, who sang the Eurovision entry, Ooh Ah, Just a Little Bit? Who sang the UK Eurovision entry, Ooh Ah, Just a Little Bit? Moving on to number 11, which BBC TV show is presented by Tess Daly and Claudia Winkleman? Which BBC TV show is presented by Tess Daly and Claudia Winkleman? Number 12, on which date is a leapling born? On which date is a leapling born? Number 13, what does a vexillologist study? What does a vexillologist study? Number 14, what was Melanie Brown's Spice Girl nickname? What was Melanie Brown's Spice Girl nickname? Mel B. What was her Spice Girl nickname? And finally, number 15 on Potluck tonight. In Alice in Wonderland, which character lives in the teapot? In Alice in Wonderland, which character lives in the teapot? Alrighty, that brings us to the end of our potluck round tonight. And so we move on to round 5. A little niche maybe, but this is a James Bond round this evening, just for fun. All things James Bond. So if you're a James Bond fan and you're keen to play your Joker, please do so, declare it now. We'll get cracking with our first question, which is, which author created James Bond? Which author created James Bond? Number 2. What was James Bond's code name? What was James Bond's code name? Number 3, which Secret Service agency does James Bond work for? Which Secret Service agency does James Bond work for? Number 4, in the James Bond series of films, what is the name of M's personal secretary? In the James Bond series of films, what is the name of M's personal secretary? Moving on to number 5, which Bond actor appeared in the film Casino Royale? Which Bond actor appeared in the film Casino Royale? Was the first James Bond novel? That is not going to be a question. I want to know the actor that appeared in the film of the same name. Number 6, who sang the title songs for the James Bond films Goldfinger and Diamonds Are Forever? Who sang the title songs for the James Bond films Goldfinger and Diamonds Are Forever? Number 7. Which actress took on the role of M in GoldenEye in 1995? Which actress took on the role of M in GoldenEye in 1995? Number 8. Which Beatle sang on a James Bond theme song? Which Beatle sang on a James Bond theme song? Just the name of the Beatle again. No extra points for knowing the song, but you can be smug. Number 9. What was the first James Bond movie? What was the first James Bond movie? And number 10. George Lazenby played James Bond only once. What was the name of the film? George Lazenby played James Bond only once. What was the name of the film? Okay, moving on to number 11. What was the name of Christopher Lee's Bond villain in The Man with the Golden Gun? What was the name of Christopher Lee's Bond villain in The Man with the Golden Gun? Number 12. Which Bond villain says, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die"? Which Bond villain says, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die"? Number 13. Who played Bond girl Honey Rider, who emerged from the sea in a white bikini? Who played Bond girl Honey Rider, who emerged from the sea in a white bikini? Number 14. Who is the Irish James Bond? Who is the Irish James Bond? Number 15. What subject did James Bond study at Cambridge? Was it A, Oriental Studies, B, Social and Political Sciences, or C, Land Economy? What subject did James Bond study at Cambridge? Was it A, Oriental Studies, B, Social and Political Sciences, or C, Land Economy? And that brings us to the end of our James Bond round tonight. How did you go on your James Bond trivia? We will see when we go through all of the answers. But this brings us now to our final round of the night, which as always is our picture round. And tonight it is Name the TV Show. So you're going to see 15 famous scenes from different TV shows from the UK and the US and Australia. And you just have to identify the name of that TV show. As always, I've broken them down into 3 sets of 5. You will have 2 minutes with each set, and then I will not show the pictures again. So please do look carefully during those 2 minutes. I'll give you a 30-second warning and then a 5-second countdown before we move on. So if you are all ready, here are your first set of pictures. 30 seconds to go, everyone. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and here's your next set. Thirty more seconds on this set, everyone. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and here's your final set of pictures. Thirty more seconds, everyone. 30 more seconds. Okay, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And that brings us to the end of our picture round tonight, and of course to the end of our quiz. So please finalise all of your answers for the second half and have a look. Where do you think you may sit on your quizzing bragging rights ladder tonight. Let me know how you get on. You know, I love to hear how everybody does. Was tonight a toughie? Was tonight okay? I don't know. I'm not sure. Those 1 second clips were perhaps a little bit icky, but we'll see. All right. So if everyone's ready, pencils at the ready as we go through all of the answers for the second half. So back to round 4, which was our potluck round tonight. Question number 1. What name is given to a newborn animal that's smaller or weaker than the others in the litter? That's the runt of the litter. Number 2, the chemical symbol for aluminium is Al. Number 3, the name of the snowman in Frozen is Olaf. Number 4, Patron, Jose Cuervo, and Don Julio are all types of tequila. Tequila for number 4. Number 5, in which film does Bill Murray's character live the same day over and over again? That's his Groundhog Day. Number 6, what was the first video ever played on MTV? Video Killed the Radio Star, and that was by Buggles, but no points for Buggles, a full point if you got the title of the song. Number 7, which dance is F in the NATO phonetic alphabet? That is Foxtrot. The Foxtrot. Number 8, if an Italian wished you buon compleanno, you would be celebrating your birthday. Number 9, if hair was described as Titian, what colour would it be? Red hair. Number 10, who sang the UK Eurovision entry, Ooh Ah Just a Little Bit? That was Gina G in 96. Number 11, which BBC TV show is presented by Tess Daly and Claudia Winkleman? That is Strictly Come Dancing, of course. Looking forward to it coming back. Number 12, on which date is a leapling born? The 29th of February, of course, on a leap year. Number 13, what does a vexillologist study? Flags. Number 14, what was Melanie Brown's Spice Girl nickname? She was Scary Spice. And finally, number 15, in Alice in Wonderland, which character lives in the teapot? That is the Dormouse. All right, so now on to round 5. Our James Bond round tonight. Question number 1, which author created James Bond? That was Ian Fleming. Number 2, what was James Bond's code name? 007, of course. Number 3, which Secret Service agency does James Bond work for? MI6. Number 4, in the James Bond series of films, what's the name of M's personal secretary? Miss Moneypenny. Number 5, which Bond actor appeared in the film Casino Royale? That's Daniel Craig. Number 6, who sang the title songs for the films Goldfinger and Diamonds Are Forever? Shirley Bassey. Number 7, which actress took on the role of M in Goldeneye in 95? Judi Dench, Dame Judy. Number 8, which Beatles sang on a James Bond theme song? That's Paul McCartney with Wings on Live and Let Die. Number 9, what was the first James Bond movie? That was Dr. No. Number 10, George Lazenby played James Bond only once. What was the name of the film? On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Number 11, what was the name of Christopher Lee's Bond villain in The Man with the Golden Gun? He was Scaramanga. Number 12, still with the villains. Which Bond villain says, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die"? That was Goldfinger. Number 13, who played Bond girl Honey Rider, who emerged from the sea in a white bikini? Ursula Andress in that famous scene. Number 14, who is the Irish James Bond? That's Pierce Brosnan. And finally, number 15, what subject did James Bond study at Cambridge? Oriental Studies, Social and Political Sciences, or Land Economy? He did Oriental Studies. Okie doke. So now moving on to round 6, our picture round tonight. All of these famous TV shows. How many did you get? Number 1, The Simpsons. Number 2, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Number 3, Gavin and Stacey. Number 4, The Office. Number 5, Friends. Number 6, Gogglebox. Number 7, Game of Thrones. Number 8, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Number 9, Blackadder. Number 10, Beverly Hills 90210. Number 11, Breaking Bad. Number 12 even, The X-Files. Number 13, Neighbours. Number 14, Scandal. And number 15, your final picture clue tonight was Queer Eye, Queer Eye. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our quiz for tonight. All 6 rounds complete. How on earth did you do? I hope you enjoyed the quiz tonight. Let's have a look. Where did you fall on your ladder of quizzing bragging rights? Have you reached the upper echelons of the quizzing titan? Are you nestling down in the bottom level of quizzing noodle? Let me know how you got on. You know I love to hear. Let me know on Twitter at Ali_Bon or on Instagram at Ali_Bon as well. Well, I look forward to seeing you next week. No fear, the quiz is already written. So enjoy your week. I hope we get a few more days of sunshine before we move into autumn. It isn't half dark at 7:30 now, isn't it? Anyway, have a lovely week. I'll see you soon. Farewell, my friends.